Bitcoin holds steady at $70,000 amid capital influx. And yeah, I know the headline is a little outdated. Bitcoin has been hanging around $70,000 for 3 days, but now it has down to 69. And the market is still in waiting mode right now. And today, retail traders are clearly divided into just two camps. Some are screaming that we've reached the bottom and it's just time to stop, and others that we are now going to drop to 50,000 and even below that. And the conclusion here is simple: no one fucking understands anything, and there are reasons for that. Let's get the facts straight. Glassnode writes that inflows into ETFs have returned, and after 3 weeks of outflows, the big players are back in, but in fact, there are no spot volumes. The whales are really cautious. They don't run to buy, but at the same time, they don't drain either. They're just waiting, basically. Next is the number that bothers you the most. Realized profit on the network have collapsed from $3 billion per day in July last year to $100 million now. And that's 96% drop. And what does this mean? That means that fresh liquidity does not enter the market and there is no leaving money. And what we see is the transfer of the same money from pocket to pocket. Basically, speculators are just playing among themselves. I don't know. And now let's talk about the futures market. The funding is negative. Shortists pay for the right just to hold positions against growth, and if Bitcoin goes up, a short squeeze will start, and then we can get a sharp spike. And also on March 27, the expiration of 14 billion digital dollars. Before expiration, though, the price is often attracted to the zone of maximum pain, and now it's 75 to 85,000. But the main thing is that there are no specifics about Iran and the price of oil, and this is obviously the main factor at this moment. From my point of view, any outcome of Bitcoin will lead to growth, but of course, there are nuances as always. If the conflict is resolved, the oil will become cheaper and organic growth of Bitcoin awaits us. And this is understandable and logical. But if the situation worsens, there will be a crisis and the Fed will be forced to print more money, which also will lead to growth, but before this growth, there will be a fall, So therefore, it is freaking useless to draw any conclusions from the fact that we broke through 70 today, and yeah, there will be a little more shorts now, but if Trump tweets that he had a productive conversation with Iran, he will eliminate all the shorts at the same minute he tweets, and this is a fact. And my strategy right now is basically to sit in Ethereum spot and Bitcoin. But at the same time, of course, I keep some of the money in stables just in case there is an opportunity for a long leverage. And by opportunity, I mean a bad scenario for the development of events with Iran. Well, hey, hi, hello everyone, and you are on Ellie's Daily Crypto channel with the daily analysis of crypto news. In a second, we will move on to the most interesting events of the day, but before that, I want to remind you that your likes really help the channel grow, and subscribing will help you not miss the next video. Ethereum launches quantum computing response until, well, basically right now Ethereum Foundation continues experiencing big FOMO. And who's not in the subject, let me tell you about it. When the quantum computer is built and work in order, it will be able to crack the current cryptography. And in theory, this is a real risk, but in practice, in reality, this is still 10 or even 20 years away. But the Ethereum decided not to wait here, and post-quantum team plans to implement a consensus-level quantum stable signature by 2029, and then perhaps they will roll out into other layers. To be honest, I think this is just fawning of Ethereum towards the institutions, and they like when they think about security in advance, but in fact it just doesn't affect us in any way just yet, Bitmine launches institutional Ethereum staking platform. Basically, Ethereum is sucking up institutions from all the freaking sides right now, and Bitmine has launched Maven, an institutional platform for staking Ethereum, and they have 4.66 million Ethereum on validators, of which 3.14 has already been frozen, and the remaining 1.5 million will be transferred in the coming weeks. And the expected return is going to be 300 million per year. Maven's competitors are Coinbase and BlackRock, of of course, with their Ethereum on base. And to take a bite out of the market, Maven must provide higher returns and at the same time allow customers to enter DeFi on top of staking. Will they be able to do that? I do not know. Do you know the answer? Tell me in the comment section down below. ZachBT says Circle freezes USDC balances of 16 corporate hot wallets involved in an unpublicized US civil lawsuit. So Circle has frozen 16 wallets with USDC, and according to ZachBT, there are hot wallets of ordinary businesses, crypto exchanges, online casinos, and exchangers, and there is no connection between them, and they are just irrelevant. But the federal court in New York asked for it, and Circle, just did it. ZachBT says that any fool would have realized in just 5 minutes that these are legal business wallets. But Circle doesn't give a flying fuck. Fortunately, one wallet has already been unfrozen and the rest are promised soon. But the point here is, if someone can freeze your money at the first request of any judge without any evidence, without any connection with the case, it is not your money. And this is just the money that was lent to you before the first lawsuit. Finbushi seeks to recover $42 million through bounty offer. So guys, today's special is to help Finbushi Capital find $42 million that they lost in 2022 and get to 10 to 20% of the amount. So basically in 2022, someone robbed the co-founder of Bo Xian Foundation and the seed phrase from the wallet was compromised, and of course the wallet was cleaned up. In a couple of hours, the thief took 38 million USDC, 1,607 Ethereum, 720,000 USDT, and 4 Bitcoins. Some of the stolen money was frozen on the exchanges in early hours, but they managed to withdraw the main amount. Obviously, they couldn't track it back then, and the traces went into the mixers, and analytics technologies are now ahead of the curve. Chainalysis and AI tools have learned how to break through transactions through Tornado Cash much deeper. And some of the funds were recently tried to be withdrawn through exchanges, and of course they were detected and 1.2 million were frozen. And by the way, hot tea, ZachBT also had a hand in this. Now Shane's willing to pay $8.5 million to get his money back when all he had to do was not to be a fucking idiot and keep his damn seed phrase safe. But that's all the news for today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.